and welcome to another Woodshop podcast with Mike Coffey of Coffee Custom Builds, Daniel Dunlap of Daniel Dunlap
Speed
Woodworks,
rounds.
Peter
Speed
Kapar
rounds.
of Petrie's Workshop.
I quit.
You can find us all
Yes.
as well as the
Eat a
podcast
bag
on
of Andy
Instagram and
Dicks.
YouTube.
I quit. That's pretty fast.
Ow, my nips. Wow.
See ya. I'm out. Did the music cut off?
I did it on accident.
We were all hyped.
You want me to re-hype it up? We'll do it again. We'll start over.
No, I
Here,
have blue shows.
No,
now.
let's go. Let's do it. I don't even know what happened. Like, my
Gave me
finger
blue
hit the
balls.
screen.
Oh, my stomach hurts now.
Hello and welcome to another Woodshop podcast with Mike
I was about
Coffey
to
of Coffee
welcome
Custom Builds,
all over you guys.
Daniel Dunlap of Daniel Dunlap Woodworks, and Peter Kapar of Petrie's Workshop. You can find us all as well as the podcast on Instagram and YouTube.
I got to pee so bad.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. Welcome to episode 80 of another Woodshop podcast, the big 80. Now, I just want to let everyone know that AWP is officially the first FDA recognized and approved podcast out there.
It's true. We got the
It's true.
stamp last week.
We got the stamp. We got the
Fauci
approval.
came down with the
Boom.
stamp.
Yep.
Is Fauci in
Side
charge of that
effects
department?
are
I don't
pretty
even-
bad, but
Get AWP injected right in your arm.
yep. But living without it, yeah.
Not
So,
for me.
Mike,
What's
speaking of things that are
I said
infectious,
speed round. We're actually not going to talk about anything. We're going straight
what
into
about
the
the
voicemails.
people that do
Nope,
stuff?
we're not doing it.
They,
Okay, fine. You insist. Stop twisting my arms.
I did it for you
If you wanted to
guys.
sponsor, if you wanted to sponsor the show, or if you already sponsored the show and want to stop sponsoring the show, you'll go to patreon.com/another Woodshop podcast. But we recommend you actually just sponsor the show instead of.
I'm getting strong Micro Machine guy from Mike right now. Do you remember the Micro Machine guy
Super cool reference. I don't know what
Yeah,
you're talking
we all
about.
get it.
from the 90s? No?
Yeah,
Is it
no.
a fat joke?
No. He was a super fast.
Is it like a small pee joke? What, like micro machine?
Oh my
Bleep
goodness,
this out.
no.
The micro
Wow.
machine.
First
My
of all,
nickname in high
how'd you
school.
figure out my nickname in high school? Anyway, big thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are amazing. If you wanted to head over to patreon.com/another Woodshop podcast, Dan will send you a Micro Machine sticker. And
So
that's
small you
kinda
can't
for
see
the-
it.
So it's a little baby sticker. And you can't prove you didn't send it either because that's just how it works. So that's it for the Patreon segment. We're going to quickly roll into another segment. Hey, look, this show is going to be kind of fast paced because Mikey's tired. I'm real tired. We're all got a lot of stuff going on. Dan's got to drive out of town in the morning. I'm just buried with the house stuff, and Pete has to re-up his immigration paperwork tomorrow. So he's got to get out.
Thank
I've
you.
got to get up
So-
crazy early at like 10 a.m. and we're driving out of town, like 30 minutes out of town. It's going to be a rough day.
I have to be at the embassy at
minutes.
7 a.m. I don't want to hear it.
Aren't you embassy? Aren't you really driving? How far is that drive for real? Oh, we'll get into that one.
It's about 6 hours.
Well, damn, why don't you tell us?
Holy.
But before you say that, I want you to sing something.
Well, before he does anything, we're gonna have to go into reviews. I mean, that's
You
the
guys
bottom
are
line.
getting
The
way
bottom
ahead of
line is-
I
yourself
thought we were
here.
skipping everything.
The bottom line is
You
we
can't
gotta
skip
get
the new segment that I love so much.
the new hot segment. Dan, shut up right now so you can sing. Outstanding. That was just amazing.
When you said
Beautiful.
Balam, I tear up every time.
Wham blam. Every time it brings a single tear rolls down my face. The first review, and it's probably one of the best 4 that we're going to read tonight because there's 4. Savvy Swed, the Savvy Swed. Swede?
Yeah,
Swed.
don't forget the.
Yeah. It's Swed. There's no 2 E's.
We're going with
Okay. The best sleepwalk coaches. Cursed with a lifelong sentence of somnambulism, sleepwalking, and hyperkeratosis, excessive skin growth. I don't know. This sounds great though. My Moel attempted.
Sounds
My
good.
Moel. I don't know what this is. Attempted yet another unsuccessful reduction. My friend Keith Morsels Johnson suggested I listen. Yeah, suggested I listen to AWP. After only 2 episodes of AWP, I've learned how to embrace my affliction instead of hiding from it. Now, when I wake up after sleepwalking, I find myself in the garage vigorously rubbing wood with sandpaper, scrapers, glue, and essential oils. Thank you, AWP, for teaching me how to work my wood.
Oh.
P.S. The only downside It's always someone else's garage, never my own. Sleepwalking.
Gross.
The next
Excessive skin growth. Ugh.
so gross.
I have that too, but then my body sneezes and it goes back to normal.
What?
I got mine trimmed off when I was a youngin'. Go on.
Oh, my nips.
What is
JV King 14. JV King 14 says this. Great advise. I believe it's supposed to be advice, but it's great advice.
I like that one better.
My wife was getting sick of all my body hair, but I wasn't sure I was ready to manscape. After listening to every episode, I finally got the courage to mehscape instead. She still isn't happy with the situation, but at least I know why they like that Merkin company so much. Am I wearing it wrong? Sponsored by Merkin.
Merkin.
The Merkin Harros. Is that the joke we had made a long time ago?
So dumb.
This review, 5 stars, of course, brought to you by Gotta Fart. Cheaper than a doctor. I'm so glad that I found another Woodshop podcast. I've always had issues with my armpit skin tags. Oh.
So specific.
that hit too close to home.
This be hitting different. Going to the doctor was kind of embarrassing, very expensive, and the removal was painful. After
Fingernail clippers, my dude.
I realized after listening to AWP that the armpit skin tags can just be taken off in moments with a palm sander and 40 grit sandpaper.
Ooh, that's
yikes!
Fingernail clippers.
That's skin tag free sanding. No longer do I worry about the expense and embarrassment of going to the doctor, and the pain isn't really that much worse than going to the doctor. I believe AWP should add holistic medicine to their Yelp listing. Someone's already found the Yelp listing.
Also, instead of using a Band-Aid at the end, brown paper bag. Just as good. Yep.
Paper bag it.
So
this one's from Mr. Nick, which I believe is the doctor from The Simpsons. The AWP wig. There's a lot of wig and skin stuff going on in these reviews. What is going on?
I mean, that's our market.
Our listeners have a lot of medical problems, y'all.
Yeah. Lots of skin, lots of hair issues. My wife suggested that I use the affiliate link to get my AWP wig, but it's not as advertised. It's not human hair. It's horse, of course. And it's not from a mane.
Is it from a mane?
It's right from the horse's butt. And when I wear, I get attacked by huge flies. Thanks, AWP. These reviews are really going downhill. These are
what is happening?
No,
they're going downhill, but they're perfect.
Yeah, they're perfect. They're perfect. 8 out of 4.
Is our podcast going to start going up in ratings and like holistic medication under health or something?
Man, those people.
There's
are
a lot of medical problems out there, you guys.
Jesus. This is so amazing. By the way,
I'm very concerned about our listeners.
I just want everyone to know that another Woodshop podcast is officially on Yelp.
Yes, we are on Yelp on the business page.
It's on 69 East 69th Street in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh my God.
Oh, some poor business is going to try to claim their business there, and they're going to be like, "What is this other Woodshop podcast?"
It's already claimed by us. According to this also, because that's the only thing I could choose, we're a radio station. So if we get random emails or calls about people trying to like record stuff.
Yeah, that was my next question. If we get a review over there, are we going to get an email update?
Probably.
I don't know if I'm going to have time to like go and search for this. I need email updates.
This is so this is so great. We're going to be on every platform, guys.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to be on GeoTag or GeoCities.
GeoCities.
Geo armpit tags.
Yep.
Oh. All right. This next segment also is brought to us, or we brought into it by another angel. And it's the same angel, actually. It's Dan.
It's Dan.
Sorry, I'm very tired.
At a different time.
Yeah,
he's grown so much since then.
Yeah, his singing has really improved. But Dan's going to sing right now. Take us right into that. Amazing. Another incredible rendition of What's on My Bench. If you listen closely every week, it's different. He sings it live every time. It's not quite the same.
You just got to rewind and re-listen.
Yeah,
he definitely wasn't coughing this week while doing it.
Dan, what's on your bench?
Whole lot of the same from last week. Etsy orders, yada yada, slide tables, so on and so forth. I really don't have a whole lot to add this week. My life has been pretty boring.
Pete,
basically I live in Nebraska in a cornfield. There's nothing going on. Pete,
cornfields.
Yep.
Writing it
Cornfield.
down.
I mean, it doesn't have a lot, so I just want to fluff it up a little bit. So Dan is knocking out Etsy orders, side tables, cornfields.
Yeah, side table.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's like, you know, you finally found a small project, but there's so many of them. It's like you're talking about the walnut desk again. It's just like weeks of it. Like, yeah, side tables again.
Well, let me go back. So I made a really cool base for a side table, and I keep going back and forth with my client, and they just don't like it. And I finally just broke down and made one out of the material that I'm going to make all their side tables out of, and they still don't like it. I'm like, maybe if they see it in actual like 3 dimensions, they'll like it. And they didn't like it.
Is there the opportunity to have them send you some inspiration for what they would like?
Yeah, I've been waiting for a couple days now.
Because I'm afraid that like they want another, 7 tables after this?
Yeah, that's going to be quite a bit.
So
Yeah.
like
I was hoping to have this done before 2021 is over, and it's not looking like that's going to happen.
here's the thing. If I want 1 table or 2 tables, I'm going to be specific. If I want 7 tables, all unique, and none of them look different or look the same, what you sent was like, I think perfect.
I think it was
Yeah. It was
phenomenal.
fly.
I'm gonna keep
So you
it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna put a different top on there. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do yet, and I'm just gonna list it on the local marketplace and see if it sells, or maybe I'll just keep it for myself. I don't know.
Well, the one good thing that's getting
Nice.
yielded from all this is you're making.
Oh, I'm making digital files to sell on
Hey.
Etsy, and I've sold upwards of like 3 or whatever. Gonna be getting a new house soon. What up? What up? 212? Whatever. I don't know. Go on. Pete.
Mike. Oh,
No, I threw it to you first, and then I came back, and we're gonna. Go
okay.
back to-
So I'll go now. What did I do this week? So no, this has actually been a very busy week, and I cannot tell you guys how excited I am because my shop is officially finally falling into place. My table saw finally came off its casters, the built-in casters, and it's sitting where it's gonna be for probably ever.
Woo!
So this week we installed the new lights in there. I got a recommendation from Ben Myers on new LEDs. I was trying to get more of those. Mike, the lights that you have in your new shop, I was trying to get more of them. Now
The
they're
Costco ones.
yeah, the Fate ones, they make them still, but they're completely different and they have a slightly different hue. So I don't want to kind of mix and match. I'm very OCD. So I ended up getting those Barina lights, like the 8-foot sections.
That's the ones I have.
Yeah,
But I have
well,
the
so here's
4-foot.
the thing. I got the 4-footers that you had too. I don't think I got enough of them because I was like kind of underwhelmed because they're not ballasts, but ballast, whatever. But these new ones are amazing. 8-foot sections, there was 10 in a pack. There were, I think, like $180 on Amazon. So super worth it. Shop's nice and bright. That's getting done. I also, I'm super stoked because I partnered up with Lev Rack and they sent me out one of their storage units for the garage. If you don't know what that is, check out my most recent stories and posts. But basically, it's a large rolling rack that lets you store like so much stuff, way more than I was able to store in my old place. So I have all these
That's
boxes
awesome.
in a shop that I'm going to unpack. I'm probably after we hop out of here, I'm going to go back in the shop, unpack more of it, and then get everything sorted out tomorrow. And I'll finally have the shop completely laid out. And
That's awesome.
the
Dude.
last piece of the puzzle, the CNC. So the Onefinity, I got a shipping notification. It is coming Monday, officially. They're only
Nice.
1
Oh,
month
and
late.
this coming
Yes,
Monday.
like this coming Monday. I was shocked.
That's great,
because
dude.
they were still on like second week of August last time I checked, and I was supposed to get mine the third week of August. Now it's coming, so I'm stoked. I still have to build
Did
a table.
you get
for
your
it.
spindle wired?
No, not yet. So that's the project for this weekend. It's also like my 1-year wedding anniversary with Emma, but I mean, I don't think she was expecting
don't matter.
anything. Yeah, she's not
Yeah.
expecting anything fancy. So we're just gonna like I'm
One,
gonna
it's
be in
the
a shop
paper
all weekend.
anniversary.
Yeah,
I'm
like-
thinking
Throw
when I
some
come
dollars
to
at her.
New Jersey, I'm gonna put my spindle in my carry-on case and have
You're
you
gonna wire it?
wire it up. Yeah, is that
Not
cool?
the, not the
we
worst
do that?
idea. I mean, if you want to pay for that extra, it's heavy. Actually, all you need is the connector. That's all you really need.
I'll just put it in my inlet luggage or whatever. Then.
Yeah. Just don't bring the spindle. You don't need that. It's super heavy. But yeah, so lights. I might paint the shop, but eventually I don't feel like doing it right now. Got lights, got the Lev Rack, getting everything organized. Table saw is finally down. Tools are spinning, which is great. I'm actually using them. And then got to just build that table for the CNC, and we're done. Love it. Stoked. Mike, what's up with
Yeah,
you?
that thing looks amazing. I am really exhausted. I'm not gonna go into a whole lot. I really have a lot going on, but I'm just kind of tired and burned out from move right now. Everything's been kind of like an uphill battle for the whole thing. So I have a lot of things I'm trying to accomplish, but I guess I'll quickly go over like the house stuff. The contractors, my contractor friend did a lot of stuff really quick for me at the house. He got a wall framed in that was an opening between the kitchen and the fridge, or the kitchen and what we're going to make my wife's office and my office too. So got all that done. I just picked up all the white oak butcher block countertops for the kitchen. That stuff looks really good. I'm really excited for that to go up. I did some plumbing yesterday. I rechanged out all the what's up, Dan?
You may have mentioned this prior in prior episodes, but is that solid white oak?
Yep.
Yeah, it's 1.5 inch solid white oak.
That's the lumber liquidator
really nice
stuff, right?
Yeah, it's real nice
stuff.
It's 1.5 inches thick, 25 inches wide, and I got 2 pieces that are 12 foot long and 1 piece that's 8 foot long. And they are just it's like a lot of this, it's like butcher block, it's thin slices. A lot of it's quarter sawn. It looks really good. Like I can't wait to do it. So I've been trying to figure out how I was going to do that. Yeah, Dan, something to think about for your thing. But it looks really nice. I've been trying to figure out like my guy Dan, my contractor, my friend Dan, he's installing it because I just don't have time. I'm gonna do the finish work. I'm gonna run the round over on the edge, and I'm gonna do probably a hard oil wax or a hard wax oil. Yeah, they're unfinished. I'm gonna do the finish on them, and we're trying to figure out how we're gonna do it. What's that, Dan?
Is that a meat injector?
Yeah. Hot beef injector.
Sorry.
Nickname in high school.
The meat injector.
So anyways, yeah, that's what's going on over there. Just dealing with some power stuff. I don't even want to talk about it on the show because I'm so like exasperated with the power stuff I'm dealing with right now. So hopefully I'll know more next week about that. We're trying to move in. It's Thursday right now. We were thinking about moving into the house next week or on Friday, tomorrow, but we're kind of worried about Luna. So I think what we're going to end up doing is load up as much, probably the rest of the stuff for the house tomorrow into the trailer and the vehicles, and then go over there, take Luna with us. That way Luna's there the whole time with my wife and my son while they're putting stuff away, and I'm coming back to the shop. So that way she doesn't think we're just dropping her off in a new house. We want her to understand that like this is our new house. So all of our stuff's there. So we want her to like
got the smells.
Luna's had a pretty bad puppyhood. So we're I don't want her to get scared. I think the first week's going to be a bit tough for her. So that's the plan. 1 floor,
no more stairs for her.
Yeah, her hips are going to stop hurting so much.
You don't have a basement, right?
No, they don't do that in California. They don't do basements. But yeah, so it's just slow going. I got my one of my dad's cousins. He's a cousin of mine. He came over and painted today at the house. I still got basically next week. I got a bunch of stuff.
I thought you said one of my dad's cousins.
No, I thought he said cousins.
One of your dad's. Like, wait, you have 2 dads?
Cousins?
I thought he said one of my dad cousins, and I was like, what? What is that?
No, in my brain, I was like, one of his dads. Like, wait,
all right.
My 2 dads. So next week I got to finish up the deck, and the front yard got redone. That looks really good.
It looks really good, dude.
Really.
The landscape
he did a really good job.
Great.
Yeah, he did. So anyway, we're just getting stuff ready to sell. I just want to get the house listed ASAP so I can just move past all this. But anyway, that's it for my week. I guess that's it for all of us, isn't it? Yeah,
yep.
That's it. We're gonna jump into questions. We got 6 questions this week. We're gonna be kind of doing a speed round. We're gonna take advantage of dittos wherever we can, so we can keep things moving here.
Can I start with a ditto?
Ditto.
Yeah, you. I'll just Pete. You're answering them all. The first, we'll just ditto everything. No, the first question is from. Thank you for not going above 8. The first question is from Adam Barnett. Here he is.
Hey guys, Adam here from Barnett Custom Woodworks. So I'm a musician, not so much these days anymore.
So you're not a musician.
Kids, 2 jobs, and woodwork is just taking over my life. But I have an old buddy that I used to work in a music store with who constantly hounds me to build him a guitar. And I don't have any interest in doing it. I know that it's a huge project and what's going to go into it. I have a friend who is an amazing luthier, and I just watch him do some of this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that. It's amazing and it's gorgeous and it's cool work, but I personally don't have any interest in it. But it made me start thinking, has there ever been a project that someone kept bugging you guys to make that you either A, just flat out said no forever, or B, finally gave in and made it? Tell me that story. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.
Dan?
I've been thinking about this question since we heard it on the pre-show, and I literally can't think of anything. I'm too much of a, what do you call it, a shill for money. I don't say no to.
I have another word for it, but okay.
I didn't want to say that word. I can't think of anything. I'm sorry, Adam. I don't say no to a whole lot of things, but I might in the future. We'll see. I don't know. Mike, what do you think?
I haven't said no to things, but I've definitely I've definitely had the conversation with the people where I was like, hey, let's see if I'm the right guy for the job. And then we get to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm not the right guy for the job. And I've told them that. And I said, hey, you're probably going to want to find someone else. So I've done that for sure. I'm trying to think of a specific example. I'll be real honest. I'm super exhausted and I can't think straight. But when you have a business and you pay your bills with it, it's kind of like you got to say yes to a lot of stuff. But a lot of times I'll be like, it's going to be super duper expensive, and then kind of think they're going to go away, and then sometimes they don't go away. But so
yeah, that's one of my tactics as well.
Yeah,
so you give them that go away price.
Yeah. So, I can't think of anything, Adam, but yeah, it's happened.
Actually, I just thought of something I did this past week. Somebody reached out and they wanted a thing, and they wanted it by tomorrow, and I was like, well, I can do it, but it's going to be really expensive, and I probably won't get it by your deadline because that's kind of crazy at this point. She wanted a big live edge headboard. I can't do that in 3 days.
No.
I can't. I could barely source that in 3 days, so I had to say no to that. Sorry, Pete. Go ahead.
I just thought of one. While I was right in the middle of doing the house for the purchase for the house a couple weeks back, we were in the middle of everything, we were getting stuff ready to move. A local lady asked me if I could make it's like a table for a party. Basically, look, sawhorses. Sawhorses look like. Basically, this table, they wanted it pretty much put together rustically, but they wanted the base to just be 2 sets of sawhorses. It was a look they were going for. I didn't want to build it. I also didn't have the time. They needed it by that weekend. I pushed the job to my friend Sean. He was able to take care of them. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So I said no to that, but I did give them a referral. So anyway, Pete, sorry.
No, that's I'm gonna kind of ditto Mike. I've kind of priced them to a no, usually because there's not a lot. If somebody has a cool project, I also want to be kind of excited about it if it's really bad. I despise making really poor quality stuff though. Sometimes people are like, oh, I want to make this Adirondack chair out of 2x4s, and I'm like, well, have fun. Well, can you make it for me or whatever? I really have no desire to do it. I got other work to do right now. And then usually the problem is the price is not right. It's people trying to just thinking oh, let's do a fun weekend project. I don't have time for that. Sorry, dude. This is a side business for me, so I can't. I need free time or money. So yeah, same thing. Nothing that really done that. Although I would say do the guitar. I think it's a fun project, and actually they're not that bad. Tamar, I think, did a video on doing one from 3x3 Customs, so they're pretty cool. That's it.
I will counterpoint the guitar thing. It is, depending on what kind of guitar you're making. If you're making a semi-hollow body guitar, it's going to be a lot of work. But
Thanks, Dan.
This next question is from AJ. He's over at AJ.
What's going on, guys? It's AJ over at Craften In NJ. And I got a quick question for you about resawing. I resawed once on a little Win that could, and it actually went really well. So I've since upgraded to a Rikon 10324 and haven't resawn on there yet, but plan to. I picked up a few larger blades for it that specifically are meant for resawing. But I was more curious on the speed that you would resaw. Speed meaning the bandsaw blade, how fast it's going. The Rikon has two speeds, 1445 and 2950. So I was curious, would you rather have it slow or fast? Not really sure, and looking forward to your answers on it. And keep up the great work. Really enjoying the pod, and have a great night.
Pete.
So first of all, I didn't realize that they made dual speed bandsaws. Just kind of cool. Mike, you were saying once for it's for metal and wood, so you can kind of customize.
Yeah,
it?
the faster speed is for metal.
Well,
that
I always thought it would be
faster
slower for
speed,
metal. But I guess that
Faster
makes sense.
speed,
No, metal you
smaller
cut
teeth.
faster. Yeah, smaller teeth, faster speed. Yeah.
Oh,
it's-
that's
you're
what it-
gonna be
okay.
taking. Yeah.
So for me, it's like that, like the speed, I wouldn't even think like what the difference is, but it's all about the feed rate. You never want to be really, especially when you're resawing. I have my bearings dialed in pretty dang well. So if I'm really grinding that back bearing on the behind the blade, I know I got to back off. Yeah. So, cause you don't want to grind too hard. Right. Yeah. But yeah, it's all about
Little bump and
the
grind.
feed. Like
I know.
you should be very gently feeding that piece of wood through there. The saw should really be doing a cutting.
I'm getting
for you.
like serious '90s like R&B vibes right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm about to take my shirt off and start singing.
Little
I'm
bump
saying,
and
girl,
grind.
oh girl.
My mind.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with a little resaw and grind. Dan,
Jeez.
Alrighty. I had jokes. I had jokes prepared, and I was hoping Mike was going to throw it to me first, but now I don't think they work. So
Oh.
go ahead. Let's pretend I didn't
variable
say
speed
anything.
bandsaw, huh? That's cool. Have you guys heard about the? Have you guys heard
That's
about
so
the
funny.
Chicago 25 or 624 bandsaw? That's the one I want to get.
Chicago Electric. Yeah.
Chicago.
Yep.
Oh, you said like
Chi-Town Electric.
Rikon 2010 324.
Yeah, they all have
And then
names.
that reminded me of the Chicago
have
song
names.
25 or 64 that I kept playing at Mike's house when we were over there.
25 or 624.
You should have been there. I was telling Alexa to play that song like every 20 minutes. It was great. Anyway, gosh, I don't even remember what the question was. Slow.
Resawing speeds.
You want to go slow.
Low and
And it's
slow.
all about the feed rate. It's all about how much you push the wood into the blade
Mm.
and bump and grind.
Mm.
Mike,
Mm.
was
it
he looking for serious answers?
I was
Oh, but that is a serious answer.
I was literally just having this conversation with someone. It's all about the blade, because when you're pushing the material, when you're pushing a piece through, it's all about how much material how many chips can be ejected by the blade. So
By the
if you have
gullet.
like a tooth,
Yeah.
your gullet, your 2-3 skip tooth, you got to have all these things. Anyway, you really just have to kind of feel it. I mean, you're really, I'm going to ditto these guys, because I mean, you're watching your back bearing is going to be working hard if you're pushing it too fast.
Yeah.
And you're going to start to notice drift. That's the thing you really want to avoid, because it'll ruin your resaw. So anywho, just, you're going to feel it. It depends
Don't
on
be-
every
don't be
machine's
pushy.
different.
If the
Yeah,
saw's
don't push
saying
so
no, no.
Don't be pushing.
Take no for an
rope
answer,
forever.
okay?
Yeah.
Come on, AJ.
Hey.
Speaking of AJ,
Fun little
What?
fact. Speaking of AJ, he bought my camera from me this week. The one that I
Wow.
was selling.
Keeping it in the
Yes.
family.
What
Good.
what a fool! I totally. Hey, you're getting a nice camera, AJ.
It's a good thing he doesn't listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
It's a good thing he's not going to meet you in 3 weeks.
Oh man.
No, there might be some
Uh-oh.
makers over here. Actually, yeah, guys, remember, they're going to be in town in 3 weeks, so you get to meet them at Maker Camp if you're going.
What do you mean by in town?
Well, like the town that I live in
Oh yeah.
New Jersey,
yeah.
the state of New Jersey, state of confusion.
Yep.
Chime in right now.
All
Next
right.
question.
No, I'm just
That
gonna
was
sit here
fun.
dangling.
I want to hear from John.
John Sheher, or no, is it Sheeser from John
Scheiser.
Sheeser? That's what we
Scheiser.
learned. No, he said in chat that it's John
Hachi.
Sheeser.
Oh, is that what he was talking about? I thought he was
Yeah.
giving us his pronouns. All
Oh
right.
my God.
Sheeser.
Dan's going to get canceled today.
Hey guys, this is John with Huntington Builds. I hope you're having a great Thursday night. So I've been using the free version of Fusion 360 for my CNC G code with my Onefinity, but I've been running into some of the limits with the free version, and I'm considering upgrading to some paid software. I would like to know what software you utilize and why you went that route. Thanks for your time and the show, and keep up the good work.
Pete.
Oh, I get to go first again.
Oh, please go
Well,
first.
John, that was a very handsome question. Thank you for asking it. I really appreciate it.
Handsome question.
Running for office. See the thumb?
Yes.
So the free version of Fusion, you should have, most of the capabilities you need for basic design. You're just kind of limited by exporting and some of the features and how many projects you can have access at a time.
He's talking about CAM.
Oh, for CAM stuff. But
yeah,
I didn't realize you could use Fusion 360 for CNC work. Like you can export files.
It's got
straight
CAM
from
and
Fusion.
CAD.
So for me, honestly, like it's worth it for me. I've for a while been, so I have the paid version. There was a sale they were running last year when they went fully paid. And it was like what was it, like 200 something bucks, $300?
Yeah, 250, I think, or
Yeah.
Pete's got that big New Jersey money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's my business. I 3D design, multiple times a week. There's, I have hours and hundreds of designs in there, or hundreds of hours into it. Like unfortunately, it's a business expense as well as something like, it's something I enjoy and I make projects for around the house all the time. And CAM is actually something I would want to do. Now, the downside of that is my renewal is actually coming up in October, and I got the email the other day. It was like $400 something for the year. Oof, like that's a lot for software. So I'm gonna call them and see if like they can offer a deal or whatever. It's just always worth asking. But if there isn't any deal, I'm probably gonna pay that because I actually use it almost daily at this point. The sad thing is I'm only using about like 30-40% of that application. So I really do want to get into CAM as well. I think if you want to, seriously do CAM work and design work, that's not a massive expense. It's a big expense, but it's worth it. It pays for itself with ease of use and how easily you can control everything. As far as is he mainly asking, sorry, did I miss because I thought he was looking for
CAM.
It's all CAM stuff?
He's just asking about CAM. He's basically seeing if he needs to get VCarve or VCarve Pro or
VCarve and
Aspire
VCarve Pro, they're all great and they're all just different tiers of essentially the same application. If anything, get it and then go up. And that's a one and done, right? There's no paid subscription for that. Yeah.
Well, you get 1 free year of upgrades from them and then it cancels them.
Oh, that's how they do it. Okay. I think it's worth it. You get to keep it for a while, but I use Fusion, so I'm kind of partial to that. Dan?
Did you not see me pointing to Mike?
Right.
Oh my
Mike?
God.
Well, you're pointing at me on my screen, so.
So
I couldn't be pointing to myself.
Dan's gonna ditto. He also uses Fusion.
I don't know what I've never used Fusion's CAM software before. I've never have.
It's hella complicated, but it's really good.
Fortunate enough to just go straight into Aspire. I got Aspire when I got my CNC, and that's a paid software. So Aspire is totally unnecessary to buy for a lot of people. It doesn't have a whole lot over VCarve Pro. You can do like most of the 3D modeling or all the three. Oh, here's the difference between Aspire. The difference between VCarve Pro and Aspire is that you can actually model 3D in Aspire, but you can't model 3D in VCarve Pro. You can import 3D models and carve them, but you can't model them like you can in Aspire.
2D, you can do across all of them. 3D, you're talking about.
Yeah, just not 3D.
Yeah. That's what I'm just specifying.
So, and then Fusion is with the free, like a combination of free Fusion and VCarve Pro. You can get like everything done ever. And really, there's other options out there too, like Shaper and then SketchUp. You can draw some of those things in there and then import those files. So that's just another option to look at. But in terms of the actual CAM stuff, I don't really know any. There's like what's that program? Oh, Mosaic. I'm looking at. Yeah, Easel's free. I only ever hear people saying I hate Easel, and then they end up getting a good piece of software. So I wouldn't.
Well, it's better than the other one.
Fusion.
Carbide Create.
Yeah, I wouldn't go from Fusion to Easel, and based on what I hear from people, but I don't have that experience, so I can't speak specifically. And then, there's like Mosaic, which is geared towards cabinet shops. I actually, it's like $120 a month. I'm kind of looking at maybe getting that eventually just to play around with it for a couple of months, but it looks really cool because it does like production stuff. You can it'll as you cut things, it'll print out labels for you to slap onto those parts, which
cool.
I've got some jobs right now that I'm looking at where that would actually come in really handy. So anyways, there's different stuff out there, but I think the kind of gold standard is VCarve Pro. So Dan?
I don't know much about the different softwares. I only know about the one software that
I love you.
I wish you knew how much I love that song.
I don't know much. All right. Sorry.
Aaron Neville and
John.
Linda Ronstadt. Amazing. Anyway,
amazing.
I don't know much about the different softwares. All I know is that a really good friend of mine gifted me a version of Aspire, and it works great. And that's all I know about that, and that's all I'm willing to talk about.
The next question is from Josh Friedrich.
It's Josh over at 507 Woodworks. Today's question pertains to the working portion of woodworking. I'm, after a 40-hour work week or at the end of the day, after my job, I got to get a little something in me to get going. So I drink, coffee or other caffeinated beverages quite often in the shop. So it got me wondering, what are your guys's go-to snacks and drinks while in the shop? Like, for instance, Mike, do you drink a lot of coffee? Pete, what gets you pooping? And Dan, how many jars of mayo do you eat in your shop per day? Would love to know your guys' answers. Thanks, and looking forward to it. Bye.
Bye.
Dan?
Pete, what gets you? Oh, Dan, what gets you?
Go, Dan. I keep going first. Dan, what gets you up in the morning?
I never ever bring the mayo in the shop.
Doesn't go past the
That
threshold.
just seems irresponsible to me.
I just imagine you standing in a threshold of the shop, just eating mayo.
Yeah, you
Let's
stand in
work
the
some
threshold
wood.
and you like look
gotta
out
work on that
amongst your
today.
kingdom, eating the mayo. I'm a coffee guy. I'm either hot black coffee or iced with a little creamer and sweetness. I can't do black iced coffee. It just doesn't seem right to me. So I'm one of those. As far as snacks go, I'm all about the sunflower nuts.
Seeds.
These are nuts.
We did a poll.
They're de-seeded. There's no shell. It's just the nut.
It's
Sunflower nuts. Anyway, it's a highly debated topic here on the AWP podcast.
Podcast twice.
Dang it, I did it again. Whatever, Mike, go.
I do drink a lot of coffee. I haven't been lately, but I do typically drink a lot of coffee. I drink water the most, to be very honest. Like, I keep my hydro flask near me, like, at all times. It just keeps me
Hydro homie.
So, hydro homies. I love water, like, a lot. I snack. My diet's totally changed now. So, like, I have these things with my program that I'm on called Fuelings, which are just snacks. They're just like bars. I eat a lot of these like healthy bars. So super exciting.
I could put some sunflower nuts in a bar for you with marshmallows.
I don't know. I feel like I'm being attacked. It's just so uncomfortable. Marshmallow nuts in a
okay.
bar.
Packed it.
It sounds like a bad joke. So 5 marshmallow nuts walk into a bar. Marshmallow nuts? I meant sunflower. What the hell? Oh, you said marshmallows earlier.
I like marshmallow nuts.
You could make sunflower nuts with marshmallows into a bar, like a Rice Krispie treat.
You know what? We'll roast them over the fire when you're here.
It just needs mayo.
Oh, that sounds great. Let's do it.
All right. Coffee, obviously. Black coffee. A couple ice cubes because I don't like it scalding hot. Or
whatever.
iced black as well, unlike Dan.
Dude, I did 3 tours in Vietnam. You can't even do hot
It
coffee.
was a video game. We talked about this. It was a video game. Call of Duty. So coffee, water. Lately, it's been flavored seltzers like the LaCroix.
Really?
LaCroix. LaCroix, whatever. LaCroix.
Yeah, I love LaCroix.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
They make great shoes though.
hard
LaCroix.
What is that?
seltzer.
No, not hard ones.
Crawfish. There's no laws when you're drinking crawfish.
White
It's
Claws.
crawfish. No, it's it's crawfish seltzer. Just let
White
them have
crawfish. Got it.
Let's do
Louisiana
a
based.
scale 1 to 10. How much respect do you lose for people when you see them pick up a White Claw?
a
1
lot.
to 10.
A little bit.
A lot. Yeah.
We can't talk about respect right now.
Yeah.
R-E-S-P-C. But then, well, one thing that you guys didn't talk about, like after hours, if no tools are running, if I'm just in a shop cleaning,
Yes.
organizing, whatever, I'm pounding all day IPAs because they're actually ales. I don't know why they call them
Yeah,
IPAs.
let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
do you
I'll
guys
just
ever
pound
just go out
beers.
in your shop and just chill?
If
and
I'm
hang
doing it
out?
live, you best be damn sure
I
that
do
there is
that.
a bourbon in my hand.
I posted a video of me opening a beer on a bottle opener that I put on my workbench, and I had a few comments say, "I never drink in the shop. I don't
Drink while tools are
I'm-"
spinning.
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
I mean, I do have a saw stop, so
No, like,
Anyway,
like, we don't drink while
whatever.
we work, but like, it's a shop, it's a garage. You having a
It's-
beer at the end of the day.
It's my
Yeah.
peaceful place.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary. That's the word.
It's your Andy
one.
Dick sanctuary. This
So safe and
next
warm.
question. Oh wait, did everyone answer this?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did
Are we
you?
good?
Mike, did you?
What was the question? Oh, I drink coffee. Yeah.
The alcohol.
The
part
next
of it.
question.
Or do you drink a?
Oh, I don't drink. I haven't had alcohol since I started my diet. It's a super bummer. It's really
It's all
tough.
fat.
but-
you can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just drink. Wait,
Empty
am I
cow.
fat? What are you
No,
talking about?
you're slim.
I think that was
Okay.
I think that was
Your hat looks giant on you right now.
I wish I had, like, when I have this kind of stress, I really just want to pound like 20 porters right now, like so
Do it.
bad. Anyway, the next question is from Ken Robertson. Ken, he just bought some Yetis from me, or tumblers. He's great.
Hey guys, this is Ken Robertson. I had a question on how you do inventory management with projects you're going to sell versus personal projects. Oftentimes with things you're going to sell, you want to track all your expenses, probably keep track of receipts so you can submit them for tax purposes. But how do you also kind of balance that with personal projects where maybe you bought something, a piece of wood a year ago for your personal collection, and then end up using it on a project you're selling a year later? How do you manage some of those things? Do you keep the items separated? Do you keep like a spreadsheet of all your purchases and pricing and all that? Anyway, just curious. It's kind of something that's been on my mind recently. Thanks.
I'll go first.
Please do.
So you don't need to track stuff like that for this, because I mean, when you're like doing it, so for me, I don't need to track it because everything I buy is a job expense. Everything that comes into my shop is a job expense. If there's material left over, what am I going to report that? Like, I was wrong. It wasn't a job expense. I'm actually using it for personal use. It's no longer a write-off IRS. You're not going to do that. It's just, it all comes in as a job expense.
No, you keep it.
and-
You keep it in your shop as inventory.
Yeah,
You can
it's
write
just
it off
extra
as
inventory,
such.
and you use it eventually. Eventually, it's going to be either way, the cost is written off. I put all my costs on one credit card, so I don't have to save receipts. I can just, with QuickBooks, I can just categorize each thing as an expense. I can just do it in there as I'm doing it. I go through at the end of the week on Friday, when I'm done at the end of the week, I go through, I open up my app and I do all my expenses right there. And I do all my mileage. So I don't keep any receipts. I don't keep any inventory. The only thing I am inventorying right now is, now that I'm doing these tumblers, I did keep a spreadsheet for myself of what I have on hand, so I can kind of on the fly answer like how many I have on hand. I'm probably going to stop doing that pretty quick. I don't see really any need of it because I'm not selling like 20 of these things a day. So it's not really necessary. I can easily look at it and go, okay, I have this many left. So for the size of my business, and because I'm the only person handling my consumables, even when I have my cousin helping me in the shop, he's not using any of the consumables. He does like GIMP work. He's like a shop GIMP. He puts on his leather mask and he's a shop GIMP. So anyway, he doesn't affect any of the inventory. So I affect all the inventory. So there's nothing to track as long as I paid for it and I've gotten my write-off. I'm good. Dan?
I want to say ditto to everything Mike said. Everything is a shop expense. Anything extra just goes into the inventory. At the end of the year, when I do my taxes, my accountant will ask me, how much do you have in inventory? And we figure that out, and you report that. As far as personal projects go, I don't even know what that means anymore.
Right.
I wish I could, but I don't. I'm going to keep my answer short, Pete.
No, I think that's perfect. Yeah, because like honestly, at this point, with the volume we're all doing, It's any personal projects, or even if you build a table for yourself, and how, like, if Mike builds a table for his house, compared to all the other tables, it's basically the equivalent of the offcuts he was going to have from the jobs. That's how much wood he's going to use. Because my whole thing's always been, this has been a hobby that has started making me money, and I keep growing it so it makes more money so that I can enjoy this hobby even more, whether it's 3D printing or CNC work, lasers, whatever. All that was paid by the hobby, and this is my hobby. So all of it is personal, but also a business.
And technically speaking, anything that we make that is personal can also be written off as a business expense.
Absolutely.
Because we're all quote unquote influencers, and anything that we make is part of the business.
Absolutely.
I've actually kind of changed. I'm not really doing content on customer stuff so much anymore. I'm only doing content on my personal stuff now, because it takes a little stress off of my builds. And then now that answer Dan just gave, now it's a write-off because it's part of my work. So,
and the inventory thing, like at the end of the year, if it's in your shop, it's inventory. So like, that's fine. People throw out inventory all the time, or give it away or whatever, or use it for practice. I make a shop jig, I'm not going to write it off differently or whatever. I don't think you need to specify that. I think it's okay to have the hobby, or have the side gig pay for the hobby. Good question.
The next question is from Max Steck, or Maxwell Steck.
Maxwell.
His mom.
Hey guys, this is Max from Maxwell's Works. I'm a trim carpenter, and I'm looking into ways to capture more dust and create better air quality surrounding me. I was thinking about getting the fast cap sawdust hood that goes on your miter saw. And along with that, I was thinking about either getting maybe the smaller Festool HEPA vac or the Harbor Freight dust collector. But I wasn't sure what was better, to have that higher CFM or if that HEPA filter was better for my health. Let me know what you think.
Who wants to go?
I will.
Go. Oh, Dan first. Dan has a sassy joke. Go.
No, I don't have a sassy joke. I actually have a legit serious answer. Mayo. No, so I was thrown a little bit about by this when we listened to it in the pre-show. He said he's a trim carpenter, and in my mind, that to me says you're on the job and you're on location more than 50% of the time. So right off the bat, I'm thinking you're going to want something that has a decent dust collection with a dust extractor. I think that's going to be hard to like bring along a Harbor Freight dust collector to a job site. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Maybe I'm way off base here.
No, that's actually a good point, because he did mention the hood for the miter saw. So I'm assuming he's setting up a miter saw and trying to capture the dust on site when he's in a house, maybe.
Yeah. I've never seen the fast cap hood that he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about.
It's literally like a felt, not felt, but like a fabric hood that has like, I'll send you the link, but it's actually.
You ever see the Oregon Trail? It's like the back of one of the wagons.
It looks that. It does 100%.
It actually looks like that, but it's over the miter saw, and it has like a bucket catch on the bottom.
So yeah, if that's the case, I would definitely go with a dust extractor, and I mean, if you can swing it, get the Festool. The dust capture on that thing is phenomenal. Pete, do you want to go next?
So I'm going to give two answers. If you're going on site, I think CFMs is the most important, because you just want it like a shop vac or a dust collector, like, a nice like Festool vac or something that will just have very good suction and collection. And a lot of those do come with HEPA filters, which is a nice little benefit. So the higher you go in CFMs, you're more likely to get that as well, especially if you're using it with something like this fast cap hood. Now, if you're in your shop, obviously CFM's also important, but like I'm getting to that point where I want to do more closed door woodworking, and HEPA filter has become something I think about a lot when I'm doing woodworking. I have it all in my vacuums, and the next dust collector I'm getting, I want to make sure they get that. I'm looking at the Laguna P-Flex series as well. I'm working trying to figure out which one's going to be best for me. But the reason I'm looking at it is because it has a HEPA filter on it. And if I'm woodworking in the shop with the doors closed a lot, that's kind of a nice benefit. So the nice thing is, if you're looking at more CFMs, a more quality tool, you're probably going to get that HEPA feature as well, whether it's small vacuum or a dust collector. Mike, what do you think?
I think HEPA is really important because so the 1 micron filters, they work really well, but the ones, the particles that get out of that and escape it are the ones that'll get you. And by that I mean kill you. So you if you want to get a dust collection system, you want to get something that's going to like keep you alive. So but once you get into like really, really big dust collectors, they just don't have HEPAs sometimes. So it just doesn't happen. But I imagine if you're a trim carpenter, I think you're asking for your shop at home, because this is like you're asking about your hobbyist woodworking, not your day job stuff. But you did mention trim carpentry, so I'm not really sure. So I don't really know. I'm kind of confused a bit as to where you're actually needing it. So if you're needing it on site, you need to get that Festool shop vac. If you're going to have it in the shop, that Harbor Freight dust collector is so cheap, and it's such a good value at that low price to get you up and running with a dust collector. I think it's a good way to go. You can also get you can get bags with tighter tolerances too. They're not quite HEPA bags. I don't think that's a thing, but you can get pretty low microns on there. So definitely a good option to go is with the dust collector, but it really depends on what you're using in your shop. I mean, if you don't have a whole lot of upright, like stationary tools with the 4-inch dust ports, that Harbor Freight's going to be kind of useless. If your shop's mostly populated with powered hand tools, just get the Festool. It's just you're gonna be really happy with it.
Really
so
nice.
or the Mirka. I mean, I'm gonna throw that name out there as well, because I actually have the Mirka and the Festools. I like that Mirka a lot. The Festool has a lot more accessories though. So
what's that orange one? I forget.
Fine.
Is that Fine? Okay, yeah.
Fine, Fines are nice.
Yeah.
They have the auto tool on off, and they have
that's a nice feature.
self-cleaning HEPA filters in those, which the Festool and the Mirka do not have. So they actually
the Mirka
it's not self-cleaning.
Okay. Oh, got it.
So the Fine and the DeWalt, the high-end DeWalt, they actually have 2 HEPA filters. They're like in line in sequence. And what happens is every like minute or few minutes, the HEPA filter will drop, and you'll hear a thump, and then the other one will come up. So now this one that dropped is activated, but when it drops, it knocks all the small particles off into the dust bin down below. It's a really cool feature. But we had to, when I was at my family's business, we had to use them in hospitals. We had to, because California is super strict. So anyway, those Fines are good. That is actually the show, and we did actually get through.
Is that it?
And that's it.
That's pretty quick for us.
That is very quick.
Yeah,
that's right. This never happens to us.
This never happened before.
This never happens.
Even our quick shows are pretty long.
Yeah,
lately.
it's because it's because we love you guys so much. It was a quick show.
It's my fault. I'm really exhausted from the move, so we had to cut it short this week.
It's
and
not
also
you, it's
Dan and
me.
Pete's fault, but mostly Lefty's fault.
It's not you, it's me, the audience.
Big thanks to all the patrons. You guys are awesome. Thanks for everyone who joined us in the live. If you don't know anything about the pre-show live, that's bonkers. We do that every week over on the Another Woodshop Podcast YouTube channel. Go check that out. It's fun in there. We just have a good time. It's looser. It's a little
lot
bit,
of Andy Dick jokes.
A lot of big bag of Andy Dick jokes over there tonight. Andy Dick won the poll. If you were in there, you missed that. Anyways, also check out all of our Etsy stores and the podcast Etsy store. I need to get some tumblers done actually really bad, so I can get those up for the Etsy store. And then check us out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, MySpace. I think this podcast is on Yelp now, which is weird, but it's happened. So this is your fault, really.
Friend me on Jobber.
Friend me on Jobber. Hey, if you ever want to talk about Jobber, hit me up. I'm more than happy to talk to you about Jobber. Anyway, we will talk to you guys next week. We all hope you have a great weekend, and we'll get the podcast out to you early Sunday morning, so you can listen to that thing. So bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Love you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you a long time.
Bye. Kill it.